Welcome to another episode of Lunch with Shark. Join us as we dive deep into discussions about business, accounting, and finance to help you build a business that thrives. Now sit back and have a bite with your host, the Shark CFO, Vidal Espinosa.
Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to a new edition of Lunch with the Shark. I am your host, Vidal, the Shark CFO Espinosa. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for tuning in. I know that it's Friday. Yay. We made it. We did it. We are at the end of the week. I hope, it's not that I hope. I know that you guys had an amazing week. You guys reached every single goal, single objective, following your blueprints, and fucking your numbers, because you have an amazing accountant out there who is giving you all the knowledge and information you guys need to grow your business. You're going to ask me, are you being sarcastic? Yes, I am. Yes, I am, because I know that most of us have not done that. We say that we're going to do it, and we don't do it. So today's a day to start. Today's a day that you need to start doing it, because you are in business to grow your business. You are in business to generate wealth. You are in business to change the world. You are in business because, why? I asked you yesterday to do a simple exercise at home. And I think I asked you to do it, or I think I asked you to do it on the weekend. Do it on the weekend, please. The exercise is, why did I start my business in the first place? Why did I start what I'm doing the very first day that I started it? Why? There's a reason why you did that. And I'm pretty sure that we have forgotten, that we are overworked, that we are overwhelmed, that we are, if not close, but every time, every day, we're getting closer and closer and closer on throwing the towel and saying, you know what? F this business. F what I'm doing. Don't. Reach out to us. We can listen to you and just give you very simple advice, very targeted nuggets where we can help you gain that passion back. You are not alone. Okay? You are not alone. And let's get right into what we've been talking about this week, which is about business finances, business profits. And today is what to do with my profits from my business at different stages of your company. I know more business owners that want to take everything out of their company than they want to reinvest. There's actually a saying in Spanish that I'm going to try to translate it. I'm going to say it in Spanish first. The saying goes, empresas pobres, empresarios ricos. Broken or run-down companies, wealthy entrepreneurs. We want everything for us. We don't want to invest in our company, but we want to take blood out of the company. We want everything for us. If it's for us, we don't care about the price. We just spend, go out. But that's too expensive. Oh no, do it for me for free. Oh no, do this. Oh no, yeah. Why don't you? I'm gonna tell you a story. It's funny story. This was a true story. So somebody calls me and he says, you know what? I need a company. I need to create a company. I said, okay, perfect. My fees to create a company are this much. And he says, oh, what about if you create my company, and once I create it, and once I generate revenue, I pay you? I'm like, what's in it for me? He's like, oh, you're going to have a new client. I said, but why would I have to work prior to you generating revenue? It's your idea. It's not mine. It's my time, not yours. He says, well, here's how it's going to work. I am going to pay you only this much. Just do it. I'm like, nope. My fees are this much. And you can go with somebody else. Well, obviously they ended up going with us. They pay our fees and so forth, so on. The thing here is, you don't want to invest in your company. You don't want to figure out how are you going to generate that wealth. So the very first time you make profits on a sell, it's one of the most amazing experiences that you ever going to have in your entrepreneurial life. As the profits grow, or the number of items you sell grow, you start hopefully to make more and more profits, which is great. It's amazing. It's an amazing problem to have. It's when you have a lot of profits. Although you start to get to a point where you have to start thinking strategically about profits and what to do with them. Because you not only have the issue of taxation, but you have the issue as to, what am I going to do with this? Money in the bank, it's not generating you more profit. The money in the bank, it's not generating you wealth. You have money, you have cash. But what's good about having cash and not making it grow? Starting to turn a profit doesn't mean you can let your business run by itself. Because maybe the profit is because of you. You're self-employed. Maybe because the profit is because of one of your employees. That's a problem. Maybe it's a curve. Maybe it's seasonal. You have no idea. So you need to analyze that. This is a time for you to closely track your profits to make sure things aren't slipping. Meaning, you need to analyze where the profit is coming from. I'm just giving you more things to worry about. I know. That's why we here at the office at Invictus, we say, you know what, fuck your numbers. Let us worry about those numbers. You do not care. You just need to care about one number, which is your revenue, and everything falls from there. You may also be able to spot ways to cut cost to increase revenue and boost your profit margin. So what is cutting cost? First of all, it's eliminating the fat from your expenses. What is the fat from your expenses? Well, employees that are not delivering, first of all. Sales team members that are not pulling their weight in. All the sales are being done by 1, 2, 3, or 4 individuals in your 10-team sales department. What about the others? They're just comfortable getting their salary. They don't care about the commission. Those are examples. Maybe you have multiple suppliers for one item. Instead of really focusing on 2 or 3 suppliers for just one item and reducing that cost, because you're giving them more purchases instead of spreading it over 10. You must have 2, 3, or 4 suppliers, tops of the same item, because not just rely on one. That's a huge problem. Same as service providers. Okay? Okay? So if you're an accountant and you only have one accountant and one bookkeeper, that could be a problem. What if the accountant leaves? What are you going to do? Are you going to just rumble around and hire a new one? Hire slow, fire fast. You may also, so that's part of the cutting costs, okay? Now, what's the profit margin? The profit margin, it's actually the little percentage that it's all the way down to the bottom, okay? The bottom line, okay? So if you are selling an item for $100, what's your profit margin there? Your profit margin must be how much you want to make out of those $100. Let's say that I sell coffee mugs, okay? So this coffee mug, for this example, it's going to be $100, okay? So everything included, which are the cost of production, labor, fixed costs, commissions, everything, I say, you know what? Out of those $100, I want a profit margin of 40%. Therefore, I have only allocated $60 for everything that it's going to be costing me to produce it or buy it, and to sell it has to fall on the $60. If at the end of the day I see 40%, I'm okay with my profit margin. If I see 38, 40, 20%, there's a lot of fat. If I see 50%, we're doing things right. That means that we can make it better. Do you understand? If you have questions, let us know in the comments. But I think so far we've been very clear. So the profit margin, those $40, at the end of the day, become mine, become the profit for the company, which is going to be shared with the members or shareholders of the company in due time. Hold your horses, okay? So here are 5 things you can do with your profits. The very, very first thing you need to do is save for a rainy day. Okay? One of the first things you should consider when you start to see profits is saving them. Saving them. Consider stocking away enough money to make sure you can cover your work expense for 3 to 6 months. Average, hopefully, please, 6 months. In case you hit a dry or rough patch, which it's very common, it's normal, it's fine. You're not alone. Okay? That's a great way to help ensure your business longevity, even in the face of a downtime like what we're experiencing right now. Okay? It also increases the value of your company because you have capital reserves, okay? Which can be useful if you're trying to attract investors. This way, you can tell the investors, hey, we have 6 months of what it's called working capital to cover anything that it comes our way. Or if you want to borrow against your ownership interest, you can tell the banks or the lenders, hey, I have reserves in case of downturns. I have money, I have cash to pay you back. That's an incentive to investors and lenders. Number two, and I think this is a very, very wise and intelligent idea. Use your profits in your business again. Reinvest them. Before using profits to undertake business growth or expansion, it is important to run all the numbers and check with your advisors. Okay? So what you want to do is you want to check with your accountant, CFO, controller, with your CEO or COO. So you want to analyze those projects. Why? Because you are going to utilize profit that you might have already spent in your head by your trip to Dubai or your trip to Hawaii or your trip to Europe with your wife, husband, or whatever. But at the end of the day, if you reinvest it and your advisors say, hey, if we reinvest this $1 million that we have in profits, we are going to generate 10 times. Your return on that investment is 10 times. Okay. That's a good number. How are we going to do it? Why are we going to do it? Where is it going to go? Do you know which questions you ask? Expansion plans should only begin once you determine that your company could handle the extra operating cost. Because if you're going to invest that $1 million in expansion, in reinvesting it in your business and growth, is your team strong and solid enough to handle that growth? Are your suppliers ready to provide you a product? That's something to consider. It's not just putting it back into the business to generate 10x. No. You need to make sure that your whole supply chain, your whole operational chain, your infrastructure, it's capable of handling that weight, that growth. Okay? You're going to tell me shit. You're telling me a shitload of things that are very complicated. I prefer to put it in my pocket. No. Because otherwise, you're never going to generate wealth. With what I'm telling you, I'm actually explaining ways to generate wealth, not just profit. Okay? The difference between wealth and profit is wealth, it's your state. Wealth is what you're going to inherit down the line to your family. Maybe it's your golden nest so you can retire. That's wealth. Profits are never going to become wealth unless you grow them. Okay? So that's why you need to be very cautious which steps you're going to take with those profits. Number 3, pay down debt or refinance debt. It's possible you incurred on some debt. It's normal. Remember, we spoke about that yesterday. In order to start up your business, to continue growing it so you can generate profits or things like that. If this was your first venture, you may have had borrowed at a relatively high interest, like we told you, 35%. So you may want to consider refinancing it and or using some of your profits towards paying down that debt. Now, it's better to analyze it, because if you have growth plans, so don't use your profits for growth. If you don't have or don't require to save, or you have 6 months saved and you have 3 months extra, what I would consider is, hey, if they're going to just sit there in the bank, let me pay off or give 3 months that I have extra there towards my debt, because my debt is at 35%, or I have credit cards debts that I've incurred in my business that are at 20%. So if I reduce it, blah, 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 you see, I'm going to free up this much of money in interest. It's an analysis. you have to visualize those numbers. That's what we're here for, to visualize and to tell you cost benefit. Haha. You know what? I'm being very technical today, and I think it's perfectly fine because, again, fuck your numbers, but you need to know those terms. Cost benefit. Is it beneficial if I pay off the debt? How much am I going to save? How much money am I going to free? Number 4, use business profits to pay yourself. Just a portion. In those $60 that we had allocated in cost to produce and sell this mug, I've already considered my salary. Remember, salary, it's on top of your profits. One thing that we forget as business owners, entrepreneurs, is that our time is valuable and our time is worth something, which is a salary, right? We have 2 things to worry about when it comes to us. The first thing is that my company, our company, makes profit and that I get paid. So in order for the company to make profit, okay? And a reasonable pay or a considerable salary for me is how much somebody like me, it's going to cost out there, the company. That's a good salary. I'm the owner, I'm gonna make $25,000. Really? Are you really worth $25,000? What if we bring somebody $25,000 a month to grow the company? You're just draining the company. Be realistic. Yes, I'm worth $25,000. Get your head out of your ass and really consider, what's your salary? If I hire somebody like you, how much would that cost me? And I've had conversations like this one with a client of ours. Okay, so you really want to pay yourself $25,000? No, that's the profit. Be realistic. Your profit, your salary would be around $10,000 a month. And that's a shitload of money for you. They laugh at me. And I said, no, I'm not joking. It's the truth. Sometimes, some of them at first, they take it offensively, which it can sound offensively. But what I'm trying to do is I'm actually trying for them to realize how much they're worth. You need to really know how much you're worth, not how much you value yourself. That's different. The valuation of yourself would be considered part of your profit. Okay? So let's say that we have already considered that $10,000. You have some dry patches. The company owes you salary. Pay it. Pay it towards yourself. Right? But if you pull that money out, is the company continue growth guaranteed? Consider salary for yourself. The use of business profits for owner salary can be a little bit complicated. Also, it can be a little bit complicated depending on your legal structure. There are several ways to do it, to pull out salary, to maximize tax savings. That's why your legal structure, your company structure, your corporate structure, your entity, it's pretty much the very first thing you need to consider. Cost benefit, cost benefit. There's certain expenses or certain investments that you must do from the get-go to maximize your tax savings for years to come. Oh, no. Do your corporation once you have $250,000 in profits. They should be like executed. You know how much $250,000 in profit as a sole proprietor it's going to cost you in taxes? Ask that person who's advising you on that. Can you tell me how much $250,000 in taxes it's going to cost me? Me, individual, sole proprietor. A shitload of money. What if I do a corporation and tax it as an S corporation? That's different. We advisors, good advisors, ethical advisors, can tell you exactly how much money we're going to save you if we create this structure, tax it as this in the long run. That's value. As a sole proprietor, you cannot just pull out a salary. You cannot have salary. Period. Versus having a corporation taxed as an S corporation, you are in salary, and you can save tons of money. Tons of money. We're not going to go into tax details or tax reasonings because, again, you're not in the tax business. You are in the business of growing your company and selling your product and service from which you started it at the beginning. Okay? Let the experts tell you ethically why is it better to create you a company, tax you as an S corporation or a C corporation or a partnership, yada, 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 all that mumble jumbo that you are not supposed to understand, that even other accountants don't understand it. I've seen it. And let us worry about it. But I can tell you that by creating you a corporation or an LLC, tax it as an S corporation, when you're doing more than $250,000 in revenue, would save you tens of thousands of dollars. That's a good option. You definitely want to consult with a professional advisor, not your neighbor, not your friend, not somebody that has a company that you think it's identical to yours, because there's no identical company. Okay? And the fifth point is invest. First of all, we are not financial investors. So anything that I tell you right now, it's on my personal experience, personal level. Always consult with a specific specialized financial investor that has credentials. Validate those credentials, because I've seen fortunes gone to waste because of lack and wrong advice from financial advisors. Okay? If you don't have one, we can surely refer you to trusted financial advisors. What we can say is that if you want to invest, make sure you're confident on the investment that you're going to make, and you can lose it. And here's the example I give my clients. And I only give this advice to really, really good friends of mine that I can trust and say, hey, go ahead, invest. Imagine that you take your wife, your husband on a Vegas holiday. And you go to your partner and say, hey, here's $10,000 for us to play in Vegas. At that point in time, you have mentalized yourself that you're going to lose those $10,000. If you can do that with investing, go ahead. If it's not going to hurt you, go ahead. If you are going to be able to pay your mortgage, rent, expenses, living expenses for the next 6 months, go ahead. Invest it. Where? Whatever your advice or wherever the gut is telling you. That's it. Plain and simple. But if you cannot afford to lose those $10,000, just go to Vegas, sit down by the pool, drinking whatever the hell you want to drink, and walking down the up and down the strip, going into the shopping centers and eating great and seeing some shows. That's it. Don't gamble. With investment and the market fluctuation, you may lose money. Trust me, you may lose money and not feel comfortable about it. A CFO can help you with determining what's the specific amount is your business can stay functional. What is the specific amount your business can invest? Maybe our company, your company, can invest on buying a new company. Maybe your company can invest on a startup. You can diversify. Haha, right? And Georgia, haha. And I'm actually gonna throw out 3 more really, really fast. The first one is, if you are not investing in yourself, if you are not growing yourself in personal development, that is really, really unethical towards your clients and customers. Trust me. You need to start investing in your professional development and in your team's professional development. Invest. How much? Whatever it's necessary. Whatever it's necessary to put you at another level. Number 2, start outsourcing or hiring team members that are going to take things that are tedious, that you are overtaking from the company. Yes. You are the vision. You are the mission of the company. You have to be focused only on that. So start growing your team. Outsource it. Delegate. Free up your time so you can continue generating profits to create wealth. And number 3, as a bonus, research and development people. Defend your company's competitive advantage. When you're making profit, you have a competitive advantage. You have added value. Okay? Defend it, grow it, research and development. Okay? Allocate part of your profits to that. Oh, well, but I am just an attorney. Why am I? Dude, you have a lot of things that you can do in research and development, right? So let me tell you a couple of things that you can do so you can continue getting updates and following us, okay? To make sure you're getting all your updates. And today we're going to talk about LinkedIn, and you want to make sure you start following us. So to do this, type Invictus Advisors in the search bar on the top of the page. Click the blue follow button right underneath our logo, okay? And you can check out how to do it on the video that I think it already played. Well, it doesn't matter. We are live and shit happens, right? So I also want to invite you to our webinar in Spanish. Yesterday we had a blast. It was super fun. I provided a lot of nuggets, a lot of valuable information. But next Thursday, at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Remember, we are in San Diego, California. Okay, we're gonna have the webinar that it's called Negocios Sin Fronteras. Cómo iniciar un negocio en los Estados Unidos. And I say it in Spanish because it's going to be in Spanish. So the title is Business Without Frontiers, Without Borders, How to Start a Business in the United States. So what you can do is sign up at invictus-advisors.com/webinar. And I hope to see you there. And to finish today's webinar and to finalize our work week, I'm pretty sure. I'm going to end up today's Lunch with a Shark with a quote from a Greek philosopher, Plato or whatever. And he said, just as bees make honey from thyme, the stronger and driest of herbs, so do the wise profit from the most difficult of experience. Do you understand what I said? If bees can make honey from thyme, you can make profits from any business. It's been great seeing you this week, even though it was a short week for us. Relax, enjoy your family, decompress, purge, unplug. Just think about yourself. Think about the question that I've asked you is like, why did I start in my business? Retake that passion. Find that passion again. Go back to your roots. Stop thinking complicated. Everything is super simple. We complicate things. It's been great seeing you. Have an amazing weekend. Bon appetit. Ciao.
Thank you for listening to Lunch with a Shark. If you would like to set up a consultation with the Shark CFO, Vidal Espinosa, visit his website www.invictus-advisors.com and don't forget to subscribe on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, and LinkedIn.